Big Mike here with
Ace Entertainment.
Today's episode. We got Cincinnati Bearcat defensive end and special teamer Ethan Tucky, NFL Draft 2021 prospect.
If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button.
Hello, I'm Ethan Tucky. I'm in the 2021 NFL Draft class from the University of Cincinnati, number 19. And I'm on Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
Hey, there you are.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Ethan?
Not bad at all, my guy. I like the shirt as well.
Oh, I know. I had to throw that on for you, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, the family used to be from Cincinnati, so he brought this back.
Oh, really?
He brought this back 10 years ago, and that was the first time I've had a use for it.
Well, I'm glad I can do something for you there.
Yeah, perfect. I'm joined with my partner, Big Mike.
How's it going, Mike?
Good, Ethan. Thank you very much for taking the time for us today. We appreciate that.
No problem at all. Also like the Bengals hat there. You got to pull out all the stops for this.
Hey,
I'm not pulling that out. I'm all Bengals, man.
Oh, really?
I'm all Bengals and all Bearcats. Yeah, I love my Cincinnati sports.
Let's go then. That's what I love to hear.
Yeah, perfect. So, born in Delaware, tell us about your childhood and when you started playing football.
I've actually played my entire life so far. Let me make this full screen. Sorry, but it's something that my dad used to coach when I was in first, second grade. Like started with flag football, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was never like a hard thing to do. And even, through high school, it was just fun. I never even thought of playing college ball until I got a few offers, and I was like, well, let's pay for my tuition. And that's kind of where I went through for that aspect. But I've always enjoyed it. But and then even into college, it's just been an enjoyable process where the life lessons I've learned from it, everything that I've got from football has only helped me out in my life. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
And I always love to ask this question, like, why did you choose Cincinnati? It's like the one chance in your life, I feel, where you get to choose where you want to go.
And I actually started out at Boston College, and so I got my second chance at UC, actually. But BC just wasn't for me. My position coach actually switched from BC to UC. His name's Al Washington. He's at the Buckeyes now, actually. But so he recruited me to go to Boston College. Stuff didn't work out there. And I kind of realized that I love playing in front of my family, being close to home. Like, that's what I like doing. And so it was like, well, I was either going to transfer to Kentucky or Cincinnati were the two options. And after sitting down with the meeting with Fickle, it was like, I'm going to UC. And it worked out perfectly because I had friends from back home who also were going to UC. So it kind of was this perfect storm of just getting me close to home and getting me an environment that I could thrive in. I was
going to say the coach must have been the icing on the cake.
Yeah, no, that's kind of funny because Coach Freeman, he was at Purdue. He recruited me. He's the DC at UC. Fickle recruited me from OSU, and then Washington recruited me from BC. So three of the coaches there were all guys I actually met before. And then the player personnel director was someone I played against in high school. Like he was one of the other team's coaches. So there was four guys who actually knew me. So it worked out really well.
And then he said,
I bet.
He sat out the 2017 season for the transfer rules. But what was your learning experience like?
Patience. It was a lot of patience. And I mean, even too, it was humbling and patience. But definitely the humbling part was I came out of high school and I thought I was the shit. And it was just like, oh, I'm going to the Boston College. Like I'm doing all this stuff right. And it was just a quick reality check because I got to BC and I sucked. And I mean, granted, I was still young because I actually was an early enrollee. So it would have been my last semester of my senior year in high school that I started playing spring ball. And it just didn't really go well for me. And it kind of snowballed from there. And then I didn't play at all because I redshirted that year for BC. And then I transferred. So it was a whole about 2 to like 2.5 years before I even touched the field. And it was like the reminder of at any moment, this game, 1, can be taken away. And 2, it's you got to stay hungry. Is that you had your taste when I went to BC and you weren't good enough. So during that time off, it was like, I have to get better. I have to keep improving. And also just that persistence of it taking about 2 to 3 years of actually playing again from high school. That's like, I never knew when my chance was going to come, but when it did, I did not waste those 2 or 3 years of work.
I was going to say, yeah, it definitely worked out for the well for you. And you're going to look good. You're going to look good in the black and orange jerseys.
Hey, whoever's paying my bills, I'll look great in those colors. So,
who would you say you mirror your game after? Try and play like?
I like a lot of Vic Beasley. He's a guy I always loved. Where he's just his motor is insane, and that's one thing I like about myself. It's just work ethic. There's a lot of the sacks and strip sacks he's had that it wasn't the best pass rush. He kept going. And I think that's what I can apply to the game is just that effort. I mean, also too, when he started out as a good special teams guy, he actually weighs 240, he's about 6'2", 6'3". And I was trying to find guys who were about my exact same size who played off the edge. And he, after watching him, was like, he's good. But what makes him so good is his effort and his tenacity. And that's why when I do watch film of the NFL guys, I love watching him just because he's an animal.
He is. He's a beast.
So, and then 2018, you had a Rose Bowl win over the UCLA. Describe winning.
I mean, it was actually surreal. It's funny because I can remember it so vividly. It's just like, I don't know, I recorded it in my brain. I mean, that was my first game ever playing college ball and playing it against UCLA. I mean, we were the underdogs in the Rose Bowl. Utah, and then the other guy I was playing with at the jack position, his name is Michael Pitts. He's at I think Western Kentucky now, but he got targeting on like the 3rd play of the game. And so my sub for the game, or like our little 50-50 thing we're doing, he was gone. And so now all of a sudden my first game that I'm the only guy in there is no backup. So it was a good, like, this is my time. And it went well. It was a good game, but it was a blur, but it was also just one of those happiest moment of my life of, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. Kind of just got
thrown out to the walls, but you had to do the best you could.
Yeah, exactly. It was like I was prepared, though, because of those 2 or 3 years I was talking about. I mean, I was getting ready for that opportunity, and literally 3rd play of it, it was like, well, now you're the only guy. So don't make it count. And so, I mean, getting that win there, and then it literally was probably the best thing I've ever felt, though, in terms of like that true passion and happiness for a moment. It felt great.
What did you do after the big win?
I slept because the plane ride sucked. It was like, trying to think how long that was, like 4.5. But I also tweaked my shoulder a little bit in the game. So it was just sleeping, healing that up for the next week. But so, I mean, it paid off. I mean, I felt great after that, but it was just sleeping, resting. There was no big hurrah or celebration. It was just get back to feel what I do, feeling better and get back to work.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I got one more good stat here. You had your career game in 2019 against the Miami of Ohio. And that always confuses me every time, just the school in itself. But
for Miami, Ohio. Yeah, no, it still does for me when I hear Miami.
Yeah, that's what, every time that comes up.
I mean, it just went well. The funny thing is too, is I actually felt I was kind of injured during that game from the start. Is that I tweaked my arm the week before. That was actually UCLA again. That was UCLA at home, but I tweaked my arm a little bit, and so I was feeling about 80%, and it took a little bit to kind of get rolling. But I just kind of felt the groove, felt good, and the whole series of games. We played UCLA, Miami, Ohio, I think maybe Marshall. And there was one other one in that span, but I was playing well. That's what it felt really good. But that Miami game was really good just because I was kind of feeling it. It's one of those games where, I don't know, wake up feeling a little dangerous and then I just go from there.
Yeah, you went on a tear.
Yeah, you're known as one of the best kick blockers in recent history. My stat I found was 4, but I think it might have been an old article because I found another one that said you're got 5 now.
Yeah, let's say I got my 5th against Army. And again, if you would have told me walking into college that I was going to block 5 kicks, like who would have known? I mean, still for me, everyone's like, well, how do you do it? And it's like you run really hard and you hit someone really hard. Like it's not like a science to it. But it goes back to what I was saying, like taking the most of those opportunities where when I wasn't playing a lot on defense, I was on special teams, and it was, I need to do something. I want to have an impact. And for me, that was trying to block kicks. And I mean, in that, I had my redshirt sophomore season, and then I had 3 my redshirt junior, and then my redshirt senior, I had 1. But it was, again, it was just effort. It was just beating one guy in one play. And I mean, it makes a big difference. And I was an inch away from getting one against Georgia. It doesn't count as a block, but he shanked it, got like a net total of 5 yards from the kick. So I will count it as 6 in my head.
yeah, close enough. We had the best ever on last night, actually, out blocking in the NCAA, which is Baron Miles.
Yeah. So it's nuts though. I actually felt kind of bad. Oh, I was like, shoot, because I thought I had the record at UC. I didn't realize I was 2nd until I was doing an interview with them one day, and they're like, "How does it feel that you're now the 2nd highest?" And I was like, "2nd."
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I was 7, but it was like for a while I was like, I had to hold the record for it. But again, I had I wasn't doing that just for the record or whatnot. But it was just funny because in my head I was like, I have to be up there. I mean, it sucks to be 2nd, but I mean, I did my best. So
absolutely, I think Baron Miles told us he had 11, right, in the NCAA. Isn't that this? He has the actual NCAA record.
Was he the guy who blocked like 4 in one game though? Or am I thinking
I'm not 100% on that. I'm not 100% on that.
He's a lot older. His kid's playing college right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a CFL Hall of Famer. So I mean, he played years ago, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he owns the NCAA record.
That's pretty nuts.
How pumped are you for the NFL draft coming up?
Oh, can you say that again? My bad.
Oh, how pumped are you for the NFL draft coming up?
It could not come fast enough. I'm extremely excited, and I guess it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind for a little bit because I had a CGS, which I did in the beginning of January, which is kind of getting the draft process going, meeting scouts or whatnot. And then I had the Hula Bowl at the end of January, and then all of February and March was training for Pro Day. So there was always kind of the next step or something more. And after Pro Day was done, I was trying to get long snapping film out because I'm learning how to long snap to kind of diversify what I can do. But then I got the film out for that. So now it's just the hay's in the barn and I'm just waiting. And so it's just like I can work out as much as I can. I can just keep myself occupied. But every little it's like Christmas times 100 where it's coming. And I mean, again, there's nothing guaranteed, but I'm really happy with the work I put in from all the not only playing at UC, but Pro Day, the Hula Bowl, CGS. Wonderlic, all this kind of stuff. Like I did the work and now it's just like, will it pay off?
And long snapper is such a unique position too. Last week we had on Las Vegas Raiders, Trent Sieg on.
Oh, really?
He went to Colorado State, and yeah, it's such a unique position.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm learning. It's just like a golf swing, I would say, because I never long snapped before January of this year. And it was like, well, what can I do that other guys at my position can't do? Or what would put me on the roster, put me on practice squad? And that's how it started. But I've been learning through a number of different coaches. But it's literally it's a repetition practice, but it's a really odd thing. Like it seems so simple, but just getting the right touch on the ball and everything, it's challenging. So it's made me a lot more respect for specialists. And it's not as easy as it looks to just throw it between your legs.
Definitely not.
How has COVID affected your pre-draft parties?
I'm not really too concerned with it where I just kind of do what I do. So I'm never, in terms for the training, the place I was working out at was Black Sheep Performance in Cincinnati. Never really ran into an issue there with it. They actually train a lot of NFL guys there. But just in general, I keep to myself and I work, and I don't need to be in a big social setting to either promote that or whatnot. As I could be in my own garage right now, just doing something. And so that's kind of just my mentality is where if I do get rewarded for my work ethic, then great. And then if not, then I got to work harder. And so it's just the cycle of those two where even if things go well, I got to stay in that position. So
absolutely. Any pregame rituals or routines for you?
I actually am really big into like anime. And so before like a big game or whatnot, I would watch like anime fight scenes or the soundtracks to them, which is really, like, if you don't know what anime is, like it's might sound really weird. It's like a Japanese cartoon, but for me, it's like really like inspirational, but it's just, I don't know, it's a little like different thing about it. Cause when I was younger, it used to be like heavy metal, like I'm going to go crazy and show people or whatnot. And then for the anime one, it was kind of just make me relax my mind, where it's just kind of something fun to do, get my mind off it, but also like get me in the right state. But of just being like, I don't know, because it helped me kind of clear my mind, have something fun, and realize like I'm playing a sport. And even if it's on this big platform, like say it is the Peach Bowl, like I still like I have to do my job, but me walking in scared or like over like, I don't know, over anxious about it's not going to make me do my job better. So just kind of remaining calm and just reminding myself of what I enjoy.
What was your 40 time?
It was sadly a 4.62. I don't know who had the slow thumb on that one, but I definitely thought I was in the 4.5 range. That's always kind of been my thing, is like I got some speed to me. And we do it 9 times out of 10. Maybe the 4.62 is at 10, but I'm still happy with it for sure. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who would love to even run a low 4.6, but it's definitely a slower time for me though. I definitely have those 4.5s to me.
Okay. Well, you can only improve on that anyway. So it's
exactly. Yeah. It's a little chip, a little motivation. So
that's right. The button was stuck.
Exactly. Yeah. You had to do a little double take, but.
Would you say the favorite, we call it the Road Barn in Canada, but favorite stadium you played in?
Favorite stadium?
Road stadium.
I'd say it's tied between 3. It was the Hula Bowl is sick because I was the one in Hawaii, like the Aloha Stadium. And it was actually the last game played in it before they're going to renovate it. So that was cool. The the Rose Bowl is also really cool. Aviva Stadium in Ireland. When I was at BC, we played Georgia Tech in Ireland, and it's a soccer stadium in, I think, Dublin, and that was really cool. And then obviously the Mercedes-Benz stadium in Atlanta. That's the one, right? The Falcons play at. Wherever we played the Peach Bowl at, that stadium was also just amazing because I mean it's renovated a year or 2 ago. So those 4 actually are like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the Hula Bowl like, by the way, and playing in Hawaii?
It was great. I mean, the travel out there was a little It's because of the actual time it takes to get out there. But I mean, you talk about just a beautiful state. I mean, that the staying there and everything was lovely. But and also, I mean, the practices and the game itself were really well for me, where I think I showed scouts there that's like, I may have not have got the film, but I can compete with any one of these guys. And I kind of played out of position all of college, but that you put me in a position to do well, even if I am undersized, because I actually played DN for the Hula Bowl and I'm more of a linebacker anyways. It's like, I'll still compete and I'll still be better than these guys at a position that I'm not even like the best at right now. So again, you put me in the right scheme, in the right position, I can do some damage. And I think that's what the Hula Bowl could show.
Yeah, we drive by that stadium on the way into town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Once you land there, right in Hawaii.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it there, but it was yes, they're renovating it now, I think, or something with it. But it was neat knowing like we were the last team to play in there before they do whatever changes they do.
Yeah. That is pretty unique. Yeah, Ryan, that's where I got your shirt from too.
No, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. And I seen it when I was in Hawaii last year. So,
who would you say the best player you've played with and against is?
With and against. This is a tough one right now. I mean, Georgia, they had a great roster, and there's a number of guys you can put in there from, their quarterback, running backs, O-line. They're a well put together team. UCF also has a lot of talent. When we played them, you can talk about some speed. They had some fast guys. It's kind of hard for me to go, this one dude is really good.
Right.
But no, you're talking about team wise, UCF and Georgia are 2 teams that are just phenomenal. But guys I played with that are really good. Marquise Copeland and Cortez Broughton are really good before. They're at the Chargers and Rams now, I believe. Elijah Ponder, who's actually in my draft class as well, he's one hell of an athlete, along with Derek Forrest and James Wiggins would be the other two I would say, is that they were very good at what they did and their work ethic really showed. So I really hope they have a great draft coming up because they deserve it. And they're two hell of I guess all three of my friends in the draft they're good players. So
awesome. Can't wait to see where they go.
I'm excited.
We should be getting them on the show as well.
For sure. You should definitely give them a call.
Yeah. If you could pick any actor to play you in a movie, who would it be?
Brad Pitt. I absolutely love Brad Pitt. Anything he does too with Tarantino, I think just a phenomenal film. But I'd either do Brad Pitt or I would say Leonardo DiCaprio. No. Actually, I switched it to Ryan Gosling. I don't know why, but I think Ryan Gosling is an absolutely phenomenal actor. So I know it's three answers right there, but again, you can whoever they pick.
Good choices. Yeah. Well, it kind of led to my next one because I was going to say if you're out for dinner and drinks and you could choose one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, so that's a tough one. Because one person
or three,
yeah. But say if I had to pick, just from a historical significance, I do like George Washington. I think that'd be cool, a nice little middle ground because a lot happened with him, and so just to pick his brain a little bit, see what he had going on there. So I'd say George Washington for my one.
Okay, right.
If you won the lotto, what would be the first thing you'd buy?
Oh, buy. I would one I would actually probably invest it just because I could just retire at a very early age at that point. But if I was to buy something, I would probably just like just straight probably don't need it, just be some kind of car. I don't know. I love Teslas, so I'm probably buying a few of those boys right away. But again, I probably just invested. Honestly, it's not the most exciting answer, but
no, that's for sure. If you invested into property, your property only makes you more money.
Exactly. So I turn that whatever that lottery is into something big payday for my great grandkids. So, but no, if I was just going if I was going to blow through it real quick, I'm buying cars.
Yeah.
If you're in a karaoke competition for $1,000, what song are you singing?
Mr. Brightside, and I've had plenty of that practice at bars around campus. So that's the one I'm going, or that or Sweet Caroline, one of those two. Okay. But the most stereotypical
classics,
like karaoke songs. But I'm pretty good at them if I got a few in me. So,
hey, Waffles or Pancakes?
I'm going Pancakes. That's I think just. I don't know, waffles if they're not made correctly or if the batter's a little bit off or whatnot, it's just not nearly as good as a good pancake. I don't know what it is, but 100% pancake on that one.
Brady or Montana?
I'm saying Brady just because for me, it's like the whole Jordan LeBron thing. It's my generation. So I never was able to watch them in their prime to really compare the two. So I'm saying Brady overall too. So, he's the amount of Super Bowls he's won. It's kind of hard to argue against that as well. But so I'm saying Brady.
What's the funniest thing to happen to you recently?
Funniest thing to happen to me recently. It's actually gonna be. I don't know. You can count it as funny, but for pro day, they didn't have anyone to run linebacker drills, so they had me going with the safeties. So that was pretty funny to me because I was very unexpected. But we'll count that as the funny part of me walking in, doing linebacker drills for 3 months, preparing for that moment, and then being told, "Hey, we're not doing that. You're now going with the safeties." That was a little like, "Oh, okay," moment, but. So I'll count that one.
What was it like winning the Aac Championship?
It was actually
that day.
Absolutely surreal. Just because we lost against Memphis in a game that we were up with like 2 minutes left. We gave up a touchdown throw, and that just kind of stuck with you. That was our goal our entire time at UC was we're going to win a championship. And so the first year, not quite. Second year, we get there, we don't do it. So that third year, we finally do it on the last second field goal. You talk about just 3 years of work at that one goal. It was just phenomenal. And I think too, it's great because for all the recruits coming in and for UC as a program, it's like we not only can, like I said, win our conference, but we can compete against some of the best teams in the nation as well. And I think that's why last year was so big, where it's like, yeah, our goal was to win the AAC, but now it's let's go win a New Year's Six. Let's go win a playoff, where it's no longer these small goals. It's let's solidify ourselves as a powerhouse in college football.
Sorry, do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents. I actually don't know if I have any. Like I don't know if playing video games counts. I don't think that's really a talent. But I stream on Twitch. I do that in my free time. But and also, I don't know about talent, so I can't like play the piano too well or whatnot. But so no fun like talents like that. Just other hobbies.
Is Twitch only for video games? Because I've been trying my hardest trying to figure out how that we can broadcast live on Twitch.
It's not just for video games. I mean, you could do this exact setting right here on it. It's just kind of the audience you're hitting with it. And I mean, it might be easier to reach like a large audience with it if they have Twitch accounts, but I think you'd have to have Twitch accounts. Hold on, give me 1 second here. I gotta pause.
So
what's your go-to Gatorade color?
Purple. It's what's it called? There's like a light purple one, and when we're at camp, it was like gold.
Glacier something or something.
Yeah, it's glacial. It's not glacial freeze, or it was something rain. It's gonna bother me now because like when we would go to camp, like it would be like a satellite camp, so we'd be out in the middle of Indiana. They only had like 2 packs of those, or they'd have like hundreds of the yellows or the blues or whatnot. Whatever that purple one was like currency there, because that stuff just hit a little bit different, especially if it's iced and whatnot. So I'm actually really kicking myself now that I can't remember, but it's this light purple Gatorade, and it's either rain or glacier or something. But
if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Controlling time. That's definitely what I'd do. If I could rewind or fast forward it, I think you actually be like invincible doing that. So that's the one I'm picking.
If a scouter GM were to ask, what do you bring to the table?
If a what? Sorry.
If a scouter GM were to ask, what do you bring to the table?
Number one thing again is this work ethic. But so whenever you want me to do special teams, defense, even if they're like, "Hey, we need you to learn this for offense," I've never done it before. I'll do it in a sense because like I'm going to learn it. I'm going to learn how to do it well. And so on top of just that work ethic mentality, I think it's just also a leadership ability about me as well. I want to bring others along me if I'm doing well. Then 2, if there's always, I mean, at UC we had a team of leaders. It wasn't just 1 or 2 guys, but if you, 1, I can bring people along, or 2 is I can maintain that and then help be a part of that team setting and just working together, understanding the purpose and the goal of who I am and what I can provide, but also doing that at a very high level.
How important is an athlete's public image?
I think it's huge. I mean, it's definitely important in the sense of what the public thinks of you, but overall, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's like a double-sided thing where, I mean, everyone could hate me, but if you look at Tom Brady, no one wanted him to win. And what did he do? He just kept winning. And so eventually he kind of just won everyone over. I mean, I'm an example of that. I could not stand him when I was at BC, and he just kept winning. I was like, you know what? I got to give respect where respect's due. So I'd say it's kind of a double-sided sword for that one.
I'm the exact same way. This was the first year I actually wanted him to win.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, being a Seahawks fan, I hated New England.
Yeah, so when I was there, I did not like. Actually, not going to say anything else here.
Yeah,
you know what? Never mind. But it was, college was a different version of myself. But no, it was, again, you just watch a great athlete doing something that is hard to do, and you got to respect it. And so he's a great example of that.
Winners win. That's why the reason he's the GOAT.
Exactly. You can't even argue it.
The best? No, I got one more.
Go ahead.
What's the best piece of advice a coach has given you?
It's actually, I'm trying to make sure I phrased this right. His name was Chad Wilt. He's a D-line coach at Minnesota now. It was good things happen to bad people. I mean, bad things happen to good people so they can overcome it and help others, is what he said to me. And I don't know why it really hit home with me, the fact that like no matter what challenge that I faced in my life, it was football off the field that I kept asking why all these bad things happen to me. And it's so I can learn how to overcome it, learn how to be a better person from it, and then help anyone else who was in the situation I was in. And I thought it was so simple, but it was so, I guess, profound to me that why do I always blame God or whatnot for my suffering? It's because I need to be able to help others, and I need the experience in order to do it. So that was the best thing. Again, has not much to do with football, but when he said that, it was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Our one of our favorites of the show is Dante Marsh, and his is they can't beat you if they can't outwork you.
That's exactly, yeah. I said you don't need a big story to go along with it. It's a simple phrase, but it's so true.
Yeah. Okay, now Mike.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Are you done? You done?
Okay, well then, what do you want to be known for? Last question.
Last question. What are we done for? Someone who they counted out, or in a sense of I'm not the number one draft pick. I'm not the big name that even from UC in our draft class, but I want to be the guy that look back and be like, why was he so special? Like, how did we overlook him? And to set the example for guys in my situation, because even when I was playing college football, I may have not got the chances that I thought I deserved, but what I did and when I had these opportunities, I made the most of them. And so I guess it would be the guy who made the most of his opportunities is what I would like to be known for.
It's definitely something good. Ethan, we want to thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on. We're big fans of you and the Bearcats, and we can't wait to cheer you on for the rest of your career. We know you're going to go far in football, and good luck in the draft.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time out to have me on the show here. I was looking through your Instagram page and absolutely love your content. So I was pretty excited as well when you guys reached out. So thank you very much for that.
That's awesome.
No problem.
We appreciate those kind words and stuff. And well, again, we hope to have you on down the road. Perhaps.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully, I can see you guys a jersey or something too at that point. So
yeah. And hey, when you go on to be a big star, don't forget about us.
Exactly. No, I definitely will not. So
yeah. If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.